Hey man, don't have a cow. But we do have bulls. I'm Araknie and today I have to talk about Wild West C.O.W. boys of Moo Mesa. I just gotta do it. Why? That's for me to know. Anyway, this is apparently a game from another property that I didn't know before discovering there was a video game about it. But unlike Bucky O'Hare, this one requires a bit more effort to pronounce correctly. If you can believe it, C.O.W. must not be pronounced cow, because it stands for Code of the West. That's fucking hilarious. What happens here is that Lily Bovine... yes, just roll with it. I was saying, Lily Bovine gets abducted by the sheriff posing as a different guy and puts her pretenders in jail. Plus a character invented for the game according to the operating manual. But yeah, that's the plot. Gotta save that cow. What you wanna know is how they use this mishmash of a setting for a video game adaptation. Pretty well, all in all. What you get here is what I would basically consider a bit of an evolution of Sunset Riders. Like a sequel. It's basically the closest we'll ever get to it after all. I wonder if that's what it's supposed to be before Konami acquired the license. Or was it always supposed to be this way? Because, in all honesty, it has many more fantasy and cartoony elements that made me think they just used the opportunity instead. Hard to find information or interviews about most arcade games already. Imagine trying a search for one basically not known, like in this case. Yeah, you can guess the results. But in a better twist compared to the pure western run and gun, we got some defined characters. Well, out of the 4 of them, 3 are different. Not that much, but enough to make them worth playing. I won't be describing them one by one, but I'll tell ya to avoid Colorado. He just plays the same as Buffalo Ball, even if his weapon looks different. Weird, maybe they ran out of time. It's quite possible, even more so with licensed games. The level design is not super amazing, but I can tell you that they tried a little bit. You will find yourself in a horizontal shoot 'em up section a couple of times, and that was refreshing and surprising. With the usual patterns, but a bit scaled down that you'd expect. A Minecraft level that auto-scrolls, but different than the usual kind. You just gotta find your footing on fixed platforms and you're golden. It's not really hard, just jump when there's a jump, easy to learn. Stuff like this and a couple more things that keeps the setting fresh, including Wild West zombies and skeletons with sombreros. Between the levels and then constantly introducing new enemies, they did what they could in a short time. It's no masterpiece, but an easy pick up and play solo or group playthrough. They almost had something great, because to really get a game over and the ability to input your high score, you need to finish 2 loops. But the second one doesn't provide a different cutscene or even a new look for the credits, so there's no point to it. It would have been cool if you got a general cutscene for everybody on loop 1 and then a personalized ending on the second one. Instead you get this neat game over font, and that's not even close to enough. Graphical is also pretty pleasing, and I was surprised to see many unique elements. Honestly, when I heard this was a quick effort, I expected more reused elements, but there's not much I noticed really. Most of it seems like it was done from scratch. The most they kept from Sunset Riders is the color palette. That's why I gained my previous doubt earlier. But truly I really liked it, especially since each level has its own vibe and they don't repeat themes. That is pretty important for me in a short arcade game like this one. It's 30 minutes long, so if it feels longer just because you see many places, that's all the better in my opinion. Konami really knew how to work a fun time into a short time frame. Even musically they pulled off a decent time for your ears, at least half the time. It gets a bit formulaic when trying to imitate big western adventure movies from the 50s and the 60s, but the rest of it is really fun. Since the composer for the Castlevania series worked on this, the best tracks have a bit of a gothic vibe. That brings a mix of originality to the fray. Western and two-tone works really well together, turns out. Conclusions aren't easy is what they say. It took me a bit of time, in fact, to realize that I wanted to give Wild West C.O.W. Boys of Moo Mesa 7 out of 10. Say that 3 times fast. At least I'm pretty happy with my track record. I'm finding plenty of licensed games that are at the very worst decent. That's something to rejoice for, the spelling the meat and all of that. If you wanna see me play the games that I will review plus some extra stuff, catch me on Twitch at Araknie Retro. It's my natural habitat, you see. Until next time, ciao ciao!